Hi all, Jin here, and my favorite auto farmer prior to Yuna is back with his EX and EX Plus. So this will be my how to play vid for Alphinaud, where I go over his kit, EX Plus, and my thoughts and recommendations, while taking him into his LC Chaos fight afterwards. As usual, in the pinned comment are timestamps for easy navigation, as well as a link to my full playlist for all the how to play vids I've done. So in regards to my pools, I was setting a max ticket limit of 200 for him, since I will never have a repeat of Fran again, and I was okay walking away without it since he does come back on Renoa's LD banner, which I plan to pity. Fortunately, I did not have to wait that long. When I got a Tifa off banner, I knew my waifu would bless me again as she had during my pool battle for Arciela with Resfoina. So just moments after that Tifa off banner, his EX popped up to my surprise as I clicked on it so fast, as you can see. So in total, only 94 tickets, which I will take any day. But hopefully this doesn't ruin my luck for Kais, since I do cherish my gems more than I do my tickets. Well, Alphinaud is not the only person on this banner. There is also Ida, who gets her EX Plus realization now. I do not have her EX, nor do I even have her 35 actually, but I can quickly go over my general thoughts on her first. You 1000% need to 3-3 her for her HP++ and Brave++, which both grant her a free turn and an instant turn rate when breaking a target, which can then be utilized to deal out massive amounts of efficient damage. It helps that her EX is fast and hits like a truck too. Her utility outside of pure damage is her 2 generic debuffs of Poison and Sap, which help to keep the enemy's Brave in check and can be stacked with unique debuffs or Poison auras like Alphinaud as well. But they're only applied to a single target at a time, keep in mind. And otherwise she just has 3 generic buffs she gives herself, so she would prefer to run with strong aura supports ideally, as most DPS would, and teammates that leave her with plenty of breaks as well. Great unit if you're looking for an efficient and strong DPS, but if you have DPS aplenty, consider skipping her, and especially if you don't plan to 3-3 her, then just don't bother. And if you want further details of her kit, then I would suggest going to the Tonberry Troop website, tonberrytroop.com, and check out her infographic, which they always do an amazing job, so definitely check her out there if you are interested in more substantial details on her kit. Now onto what most would consider the prize of the banner, Alphinaud. Just to quickly review his base kit first. His skill 1, Summon Moonstone, is instant and takes up no turn count and batteries the party by 100% Eyebrave. It will cancel Obsidian Carbuncle if active, while granting himself the generic buff of 20% max brave up, and the Moonstone Carbuncle buff for 6 turns, which grants a party aura of 20% max brave up and 20% brave damage reduction. It will also give him at the start of each turn one of the following depending on the conditional. If his HP is less than 30%, it will heal him by 20% max HP. If his current brave is less than 80% Eyebrave, it will gain brave by 100% Eyebrave. If his current brave is greater than 80% Eyebrave and less than 80% max brave, it will battery the party by 50% Eyebrave. If his current brave is greater than 80% max brave, he gets 1 turn of the unique buff Moonshine, which increases his attack and overflow by 20%. It's really not a big deal to remember all this, but just know that at each start of his turn, it will depend on his current brave or HP, and he will essentially be given what he needs the most. With Moonstone Carbuncle active, he gets his Brave plus Sick, which is a 2 Brave hit that batteries the party by 100% Eyebrave, and an HP plus Shining Moonstone, which is a Brave gain of 80% Eyebrave into a 2 Brave hit HP attack with 120% overflow. His skill 2, Energy Drain, is much more simple, which is just 4 Brave hit HP attack with 120% overflow that can heal the party by 100% HP damage or 20% max HP, and any excess heal is converted to Brave. His EX ability, Obsidian Combination, is similar to his skill 1 in that it is also instant and takes up no turn count. It is a 6 AoE Brave split AoE HP attack with 150% overflow, with a Brave refund to himself of 30% HP damage dealt. It also will cancel Moonstone Carbuncle if active and grant himself Obsidian Carbuncle for 4 turns, which increases his attack and max Brave by 20%, and at the start of each turn grants him a Brave gain of 100% Eyebrave and the unique buff Obsidian Shine for 3 turns, if it's not already applied, which increases his overflow damage by 20% and brave damage by 20% on debuffed targets. His EX ability also grants him the unique buff Shadow Flare for 8 turns, which increases his attack and max brave by 60%, while having a debuff aura that reduces enemy speed by 20% and a poison of 40% Eyebrave. While with Obsidian Carbuncle, he gets a Brave plus Obsidian, which is a 5 AoE Brave plus AoE split HP attack with a Brave refund of 30% HP damage dealt, and then an HP plus Shining Obsidian, which is a 5 Brave hit HP attack with 50% splash that grants him a free ability use on his next turn. It also applies 2 debuffs to all targets, a poison of 80% of their Eyebrave, and a 30% defense down for 4 turns. His C65 and C70 are the same as before, which is a party Eyebrave up of 10% and a party Brave regen of 40% Eyebrave for 3 turns. His bloom extends this to 5 turns with an additional use, so definitely pick this up. Now onto his EX Plus. At 0.3, his EX ability hits harder with 180% overflow. At 1.3, he gains a party aura of 50% up for attack and max brave. At 2.3, he starts with his EX buff and a fully charged EX gauge. At 3.3, he gets his Obsidian Brave Plus, which hits harder with 150% overflow, as well as his Obsidian HP Plus, which also hits harder and with 120% overflow, as compared to their base abilities. His EX ability now hits twice with a 4 AoE Brave split HP attack with 200% overflow. So, how much should you invest? Well, honestly, unlike most strong supports, he's not a great budget one at base or 0.3. You need to at least invest a minimum of 1 ingot for his 1.3, which gives party aura of attack and max brave up of 50%, way stronger than Hope's 1.3, but otherwise I'd fully recommend just going to 3.3 if you're tossing in the ingots anyways. At 2.3 you'll be able to get his Obsidian Carbuncle right away, and at 3.3 you get his Obsidian HP Plus and Brave Plus versions, which are much stronger and so allows him to get more Brave Refund and more Splash, and his EX hits twice. His Sphere is absolutely amazing too, one reason you'd like to 3.3 as well. One of the best for a C-Sphere, it grants the party attack and I-Brave up of 5% for 3 turns when granting a buff. Normally only D-Spheres would grant party aura, so that's why this is pretty good. Many characters would love this, including himself. I have problems with using great spheres, so I haven't decided who I want it on yet. For his A and D spheres, it's best to improve on his attack, while Max Brave and I-Brave are not bad for him either. For arts, he is like any C50 party aura character. Those are 1000% priority first, so get 6 stars of C50, which boosts party attack and max brave by 5% when buffed. Then I would opt for attack 108s first as secondaries to have him hit harder, and either 330 or 170 second. 330 is better for increasing his damage ceiling, that way he can get more brave refund, more splash, etc. But 170 is better for his brave gains and battery, along with his brave regen when his AA is active. I would say 170 and 330, either one is fine. But I do want another 108 C50 or a 330 C50 also, but I'm definitely happy with what I have already. He was extremely kind with me regarding arts on his initial event already. So how to play Alphinaud. The basic general rules with him for either a budget, which I don't recommend, or a 3-3 Alphinaud is: number 1, try to avoid getting broken unless your Carbuncle buff is on its last turn, then it's not a big deal. So either Brave Plus in any form when targeted. His Obsidian Brave Plus actually does an HP attack with Brave Refund, so that's very nice. Or just have a tank with him to help take some of the focus off. And number 2, if you do get broken, use your skill 1 to get your Carbuncle buff back. Number 3, don't use skill 1 while in Obsidian Carbuncle unless you're on the last turn of it, and want to use your free ability on it to get your EX up again, which you can definitely use your instant turn rate on skill 1 to charge the EX as well, just like Hope or Penelo. But you definitely don't want to override his Obsidian with Moonstone in other general circumstances. Number 4, try to always use his Obsidian HP Plus or Obsidian Brave Plus as a second option to avoid break whenever you don't have a free skill use. And when you do have a free skill use, then generally just use his skill 2 to get his EX charging again, outside of the aforementioned situation of skill 1. Number 5, don't use your AA during Obsidian Carbuncle, unless it's also on your last turn of Obsidian Carbuncle, and you want to use your free ability on it instead of your skill 2, which technically you will always have plenty of skill 2s, so you could use your AA on your free ability and then use your skill 2 after to get the EX charged again. It just will not hit as hard without your Carbuncle buff. But if you do this often enough, you will have a constant kind of party brave regen and I-Brave boost, so it's not a bad trade-off at all. For a 3-3 Alphinaud, your ideal rotation for him will give him nearly unlimited ability uses. If not needing to avoid breaks, you would start with his EX, then go into Obsidian HP Plus, then use your free ability on skill 2, and then go into another Obsidian HP Plus, and then a free ability on skill 2 again, and then his EX should be pretty much up after that, or just like a barely smidgen off. If it's not up, you could just skill 1 into EX after. It will be a guarantee his EX will be up if you have Selphie's aura buff, or if you remove his speed buff passive. But I generally like all my speed buffs on, and you have plenty of skill uses anyways, but it's up to you. But this also kind of means that all his 7 skill uses of skill 2 are never going to be used completely, if at all, which is why I mentioned consider using his AA instead of skill 2 on a free ability use of your last turn of Obsidian Carbuncle occasionally. But his limited skill 1 abilities are definitely very useful to keep on hand for getting his EX up, or if you get broken. So that leads me to his cons. The fact that he still loses either of his Carbuncle buff upon getting broken is always going to be his biggest weakness. Now with his Obsidian Brave Plus, he does have great ways to avoid getting broken, since Brave Refund, but running into enemies with guaranteed breaks won't be good for him. His heals from skill 2 are not amazing, and therefore his battery from the excess heals is also not great, so it's not a good way to avoid breaks either. Although not a big deal, he can run through other people's buffs pretty quickly since his skill 1 and EX are both instant turn rate. His EX is also slow, so if you get broken and lose his Obsidian Carbuncle buff soon after getting it, it will take some time for him to get it back. but the way his kit is designed, if you're not getting broken, his EX speed shouldn't be a problem, since if played correctly, it will be back up once his Obsidian Carbuncle buff has run out. But that means he won't have his auras from Moonstone most of the time either, since he will generally be an Obsidian Carbuncle. So you will lose out on 20% Party Brave and 20% Brave damage reduction a lot of the time, if not all the time. That being said, onto his pros, he does bring insane party auras outside of that anyways, which is at 85% attack, 75% max brave, which would be 95% in Moonstone, and the eye brave up of 10%. His party utility doesn't stop there though, where he actually brings 2 nice generic debuffs along with 2 debuff auras, so he has a 30% defense down and 10% speed down aura, and a double poison when accounting for his poison aura and poison debuff together. Combine these with the likes of Celes' unique poison or Sap's, both unique and generic, and enemies could be having a hard time having any brave to start up with. Outside of his utility, his damage in Obsidian Carbuncle is superb. His Brave Plus deals AoE damage and gives him Brave Refund, while his HP Plus in Obsidian deals 50% splash damage, inflicts the 2 debuffs and the free ability use on next turn, and both have great amount of hits. As mentioned before regarding his rotation, his longevity is just bonkers, where he almost doesn't even need to use a skill much, if at all, which essentially grants him unlimited heals from skill 2, since it's constantly part of his free skill rotation. And neither of his skill 1 or EX take up turn counts, so essentially his skill 1 is free battery and EX charge, and his EX is just a bunch of free big ol' damage. Okay, so my final thoughts on Alphinaud. He's a great unit that requires a tad bit of babysitting. If you run him with a tank, especially a Warrior of Light, it will be less of a headache, but he does more than just fine if you're paying attention. He's a great support that brings more than enough auras on his own. He heals as well as does decent damage and debuffs. Definitely worth a 3-3 if you get him. And Yida being a great damage dealer as well, it makes it a great banner. But one among many great banners upcoming though, so if you don't plan on 3-3ing either of them, just don't pull, because they both pretty much want to be 3-3. Alright, so to illustrate his unlimited ability use rotation, I'm going to try to do a kind of an extreme run just for fun, which won't exactly show how I would play him normally, but I think it will help show his ridiculousness of his longevity. So I'm going to attempt to run this chaos without using any of his 12 ability uses, meaning he will hopefully still have all 12 of his ability uses by the end of the fight. Okay, so Celes is synergy, so why the F would I not bring my girl Celes? And for this extreme challenge, gotta bring Best Girl Selphie also, since I like my speed passive on, and Brothers for the highest possible max brave. And we can take, they are resistant to range, so those people won't do good. Wow, so many ranged people. We'll take Ink's Leo, and should be good enough. May not even need to use him, but we'll see. Let's do this. Let's just go ahead and start with the middle boss. I was considering using my AA to start off with, but we'll maybe later. Start with his EX. Get that beautiful black carbuncle. Honestly, I forgot to mention before, but one of his biggest pros is just how damn cute that carbuncle is. Look at him. Wow, look at that. The ads are already dead. Jesus, man. It's a good thing I didn't use Celes' AA. Look at all that brave. Jesus. 99k. So, my free ability, just gonna use S2 here. And we're gonna get her EX going again. And her EX going again. I love her 35 CP. Looks so much better than her EX skin. And we'll just go ahead into HP Plus again. And I'm going to go ahead and get my D-Sphere procced. Why not? Why not? I have unadvised. I accidentally put Beatrix's D-Sphere on Selphie, so she doesn't do critical hits much, that's for sure. Here's my S2, and I should have my EX up after this. I'll see you again soon, Carbuncle. Yeah, we just focus on the main guy, get his attention again. Aura is back. That's the poison aura. You don't see any poison on them, but there's poison from just Alphinaud's poison aura. Celes' EX doesn't need Selphie's auras really. It's a one ability recharge anyways. It's insane. Yep, there's the EX. Wow, they're almost dead, and they will be dead here. Use my HP plus. God damn. God damn, that's insane. So, free ability again. Oh, hitting a little weak there, my friend. Let's go ahead and give him some battery. Don't let him get broken. Oh, he's gonna get a hit. Oh, miss. Nice. And let's go ahead and take away the attention here. Obviously, a tank always helps Alphinaud. Celes being synergy doesn't hurt either. Ow. And we're just gonna HP plus. Get our free ability again. Look at that Brave Refund. That's why Celes can run on non-magic fights too with her insane amount of Brave Refund. This break order will help me stay alive. It's also his EX's backup. Let's go ahead and wall him up. He missed anyways. Nice. Okay. This is not good. Because at all attack, I need to Brave Refund first. I was referring to Alphinaud because I was seeing that he was gonna get hit with the all attack. Look at that, 56k Brave Refund, 57k pretty much, jeez. So I do have to stay in my free ability rotation. So I'm just gonna summon. if I get broken, that's it. My free ability rotation messed up. Ooh. Just kill them together. Ooh. Let's get Aura up. I want to waste the turns in summon, push back them a bit. Jesus Christ. Even if I'm not able to complete this challenge, you can see how insane this is kind of going. I have to break out of order so that Alphinaud doesn't go in front of B. Obviously this play of mine is not what I would do normally, but I am trying to go through without using any of his abilities, so I do have to plan around that. Can't let him take breaks. Gonna jump ahead here too, again. Nice. Wow, come on, man. I'm gonna have to battery him. Just fine. I'm gonna lock him now. Look at all those poisons. Nice. Uh-oh, he's going before the A. This is not good. Okay, so I am going to avoid using his abilities and not get broken at the same time. It will go out of rotation. It's all these HP attacks. I'll get the wall up next time. Gonna have to stick with our HP pluses now. Our EX is gonna charge a little bit slower, but that's why we have Selphie at least. Selphie's aura should help with that. Ooh. We'll use this to help charge our EX. Now let's refresh this. These poisons help out a lot. And her magic absorb helps out a lot. Man, so what am I supposed to do here? Just live off my battery, I guess. I would normally use S1 in the EX, but we're doing something funny here, so it's okay, bear with me. That's when you become hitting like nothing. So get my EX up. Alright, stop bothering everybody else. There we go, finally. See, that's what I was afraid of, getting out of rotation. Can't charge his EX in time. I mean, obviously if I'm using abilities, the S1 will charge his EX no problem. Should have used his AA during that time, get some regen, but it's okay. Ooh, that all attack might hurt some. I'm not sure which one will hurt more. Oh, there's a poison, so I'll worry about breaking in order. Oh, I can't even break in order. Oh yeah, I have to break them before the brave reduction is off. I forgot these guys' gimmicks so badly. Then we go wall up again. Might not be able to break that guy, but it's okay. Let's go for this guy instead. Ooh, that second hit is terrible. Okay, time to finally break him. Let's go ahead and use our AA here. It's finally frail. That's the dilemma I was having. Alright. I'm still saving her AA in case I need an emergency heal, but it's not looking like it. It's poison. The double poison is amazing. Oh, use my free ability. Ooh, no. He's targeting me. I'm gonna have to Brave Plus here. Get out of rotation again. It's okay, they're almost dead. Still hits like a truck, that Brave Plus. Let's go ahead and get my EX up. I don't want to kill him. Kill him together. This should be enough. His HP pluses should take us home. Oh my god, this is terrible. I got it. I wasn't gonna use him, but here we go. Goodbye. I've officially made it. No abilities used from Alphinaud. That's insane. I wasn't sure I would be able to do it. And that, my friend, is how insane Alphinaud is. His auras, his longevity obviously is ridiculous, and I could have obviously used his skill 1 to charge his EX when I needed to. Once you're out of your Obsidian Carbuncle, you can definitely use his skill 1 to recharge his EX faster. But damn, that even amazes me. I hope that really showcases what he can do. He's obviously synergy, Celes is obviously synergy, but that's still insane. I can show my arts real quick. Showed you before, 108, 108, 170, C50 is definitely a must. And for Celes, she's okay. I didn't get any 330s for her. And Selphie has some troll passes, but overall it's pretty good. C50 6 star is definitely what you want. and this is definitely not what you want to do. I'm going to remove this the moment I get the ability to. Alright, thanks for watching, and I definitely will be pulling gems on Kais, and we'll be doing how to play on Kais, so please look forward to that, and I will see you next time. Bye.